Today we're going to learn a little bit about Richland Together, Let's Connect, aka Richland TLC. You might be wondering what it is, how it got started, or how you can become involved. It started in 2011 when Richland County's Aging and Disability Resource Center partnered with the Active Aging Research Center at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. The center received a 5-year grant to create technology to help older adults age in place longer. They're working on things like medication management, falls prevention, service dependability, safe driving, loneliness and isolation, and community development. Richland County was picked to provide a rural perspective and to allow older adults to test the technology to make sure it's easy to use and meets their needs.
A main goal of the Active Aging Research Center is to understand older adults' assets and challenges. That's why Richland launched an Asset-Based Community Development, or ABCD, project focused on reducing loneliness and isolation in Richland County. ABCD first identifies a community's assets and then figures out how to apply them to overcome challenges. The power of this citizen-led process lies in the community. After identifying assets, ABCD asks 3 questions. 1. What can citizens do by themselves? 2. What can they do with a little help? And 3. What do they need others to do for them?
Our strategy team recruited volunteers to meet with older adults in the community. We had conversations with 154 people and learned a lot about Richland County's assets and challenges. What did we learn? People in Richland County love to volunteer, spend time with their families, and stay active. What were their 3 favorite activities? First was visiting with others, second was reading, and third was gardening. We also learned that Richland County residents have informal supports, like neighbors helping each other, as well as formal supports, or services you pay for.
We identified a number of challenges, too. The greatest concerns were over finances and health. Driving is a big challenge for older adults, especially driving at night, during the winter, and trying to miss those pesky deer. Another challenge is technology. The lovely hills of our county interrupt cell phone service and internet connections. Another challenge for some is finding information on formal supports and social activities. The RTLC strategy team shared what they'd learned at a community celebration attended by nearly 150 people. They brainstormed ideas for using assets to overcome challenges. Here are some of our ideas. People love to read, so why not set up a little free library program? People place these mini libraries in their yards, businesses, or community locations. Anyone passing by can take or leave a book. Our hope is that the little free libraries will spark new connections, friendships, and even book clubs. To help make connections with isolated older adults, we formed the Community Connections team. This group will work on connecting community assets just as RTLC did, and can help your community brainstorm ways to get people connected.
Richland County has a great resource that a lot of people don't know about, the Richland Neighbor-to-Neighbor Time Bank. It allows people to exchange services for free. For example, you could trade an hour of weeding in exchange for computer repair or a knitting lesson. Richland residents want a one-stop shop for information on events and activities, so we formed a team to create an events calendar for Southwest Wisconsin. It will be available on the internet and in paper form with multiple easy ways to add events and information, even if it's just to announce a morning coffee clutch that's looking to meet new people.
RTLC is just beginning, and we're always looking for more help, input, and people to join us. What do you enjoy doing? What are your personal assets? Could you help us out in some way? Richland TLC and the Active Aging Research Center can help communities all over Wisconsin and the United States learn how to become more connected.
Here's an example of what Richland Together Let's Connect could look like in 5 years. This is Gary. He's 73 years old and lost his wife 5 years ago to breast cancer. He lives outside Richland Center in a small town called Gillingham. He's been feeling a little lonely lately since his daughter, Evelyn, just moved to Milwaukee for a job at an accounting firm. He wants to stay connected with her and Aaron, his new grandson. Listening to his favorite radio show one morning, The Morning Show on WRCO, he hears that the middle school's Technology Expo is offering to help seniors with their technology questions. Gary's daughter gave him a laptop before she moved so they could video chat, but he doesn't know how to work the darn thing. Maybe he could learn a thing or two at this technology expo. At the expo, Gary gets a one-on-one Skype lesson from an 8th grader. Now he can video chat with Evelyn and see Aaron every single night. Gary feels more comfortable using the computer and learns the students are also available for technology help once a week at the Senior Center.
Gary has always loved the library. While he's returning books the next day, he sees an announcement about the Little Free Library. There are miniature libraries all over the county, and Gary reads that he can contact a community member to find out where they're located. What a great idea, thanks Gary. He also sees a map of all the Little Free Libraries in the county, including one just down the road in Gillingham. He makes a plan to check it out later in the week. He's got some old books he'd love to share. Leaving the library, Gary spots a calendar of upcoming county and regional events. He's been looking for a euchre group and sees a notice for the group that's forming at the new Senior Center. He decides to try it out this week. Who can resist donuts, coffee, friendship, and euchre? The calendar lists a website. Go to www.sw-wi.org for more information. Now that he's computer savvy thanks to the Middle School Technology Expo, he decides to go home and check out the website. It shows how individuals or groups can add things to a calendar. Richland TLC worked alongside the Active Aging Research Center to make a community calendar that the community could use. Their work has paid off and helps people like Gary find out about local events.
Browsing the website, he also found out about something called the Time Bank, where he could exchange services with others for free. His windows haven't been washed in the 5 years since his wife's passing. Maybe he could find someone to do it for him, in exchange for a Skype lesson. Then he comes across another website called the Elder Tree, where older adults can connect with one another. It's really easy to use. A lot of older adults in the county seem to be using it also. He's been reading some of the discussions, which usually consist of people sharing stories and interests. He sees a post from Jed, who's been having a hard time adjusting to his wife's recent death. This strikes Gary to the core. He sees an opportunity to share his experience and offer Jed comfort and encouragement in his time of grief. Feeling ambitious, he starts typing. You see, Richland TLC's work helped start the Middle School Technology Expo. That gave Gary the skills to connect with his daughter using technology. The expo has been flourishing ever since Richland TLC helped get it started as a way to bridge the generation gap between older adults and the younger generation. Richland TLC also built connections with the public library and other community partners to help the Little Free Libraries spread all across the county. The result? Multiple connections, friendships, and new book clubs forming every single month. Richland TLC also sparked the creation of the regional calendar.
Through those connections, multiple organizations, groups, and clubs joined the regional website and calendar, and more join every day. That helped get Gary connected with the euchre group at the Senior Center. Now he just needs to get connected with an exercise group as his intake of donuts has increased drastically. Wouldn't you know it, the next day, Gary came across the Silver Sneakers exercise group at the Simons Recreation Center. How convenient! He is now a Time Bank member, and for the first time in 5 years, his windows sparkle.
Richland TLC and the Active Aging Research Center helped both Gary and Jed get connected and offer support to one another. Elder Tree helped plant the seed to a possible lifelong friendship. The best part is that Gary can share these resources with his lifelong friend John, because they're available in the paper as well as on the internet. You see, John doesn't just dislike computers, he despises them. Maybe Gary can get John connected with the next Middle School Technology Expo, but for now, just letting John know of all the activities, resources, and wonderful people in the county is a start. So, will you help us make a change? Everyone has something to give, and everyone has a passion.
What's yours? Can you share your passion and perspective? And can you put it to use for your personal fulfillment with Richland TLC and the community?
If so, contact Brett Iverson, coordinator for the Active Aging Research Center. Let him help you get connected so you can share something that you're passionate about to help make Richland County a place where there are no strangers.